I think there will always be instances where we might have to use a single solution for something. But if we can avoid it, we should. I don't think anyone on this call loves the battle with finance when you need to get, more budget for more systems. I think the other part of it is maintaining the systems. Everyone on this call maintains a support system. That's a full-time job in itself. I mean, we have a weekly admin call to keep our ticketing system up and running. I don't want to introduce more systems. So my process for this, and I love the name the loops because it's really fitting for the world of support. My mindset here was let's take a step back and dive into all these loops. Let's look at the loop between the customer and our support agents, and all the opportunities for deflection. There you go. Let's look at the loop. This is the support loop, right? And I think the lists we all have, all the sub bullets for these four areas is it could be a novel on its own. But we have all these different tactical items under all these buckets. And then I think it was Monica that sort of mentioned this. Then we should also be communicating and having a loop with our revenue teams. Where can we push upsells and cross sells? We should be having a loop with our success team around risk scoring and impact that was talked about in the last thing. Maybe the voice of the customer. We should be looping with the product team on topic trend analysis. We should be looping with our CSAT systems for earned growth. These lists are long. So the first thing we did at Bloomreach was build all these lists out and measure them by the actual impact they were going to have. What can we do now? What can't we do now? What are we doing good? What do our existing systems support? And that's where we are going to focus. The last thing I'll say before we pass it over to Gennady is, it's crawl, walk, run. And I think the saying is speak softly and carry a big stick. Let's say crawl strategically and look for a big stick. I looked for a big stick beyond Copilot, which we were already seeing success with. I looked for a big stick within the support loop, and I looked for a big stick on our external loops. I wanted to bring in as many stakeholders as possible, right? So we'll talk about it later, but Auto QA was the big stick for the support loop, and our risk analysis was the big stick for our sort of success and risk loop.